Welcome back to Real America. My next guest went from the streets to the White House. Pastor Darrell Scott, founder of the New Spirit Revival Center in Cleveland, Ohio, was a keynote speaker at the 2016 RNC convention and a board member of President Trump's National Diversity Coalition. I want to welcome to the show Pastor Scott. Pastor, thank you so much for joining us on Real America. I was reading a bit on your bio today about your upbringing and how you went from the streets and possibly a really rough and bad beginning to the man you are today. You're out there hanging with the president. You're getting this message out about unity, and you're doing it in a different way than some other spiritual leaders are doing these days. Let's talk about what's going on right off the bat here in Louisville, Kentucky. Your thoughts on the outbreak of violence. You probably saw the video that we aired earlier in the show where they came with U-Haul trucks ready to go. The violence was going to happen, no matter which way the grand jury decided. It's happened over and over again in cities across America since this whole movement started. Give me your thoughts on what went down last night.
Well, you know, it's just a shame that truth and facts don't matter anymore to certain segments of the American public on the left, particularly the black left, the quote-unquote black left. If facts don't matter, truth doesn't matter. It's simply they're trying to inflame this racial tension so bad that they were, like you said, they were going to do something no matter what. You have the left-wing media spreading misinformation before the grand jury is allowed to arrive at a conclusion. They spread a lot of misinformation. And then you had these celebrities, athletes, entertainers that ran with the misinformation, further inflaming the emotions of those that listen to them and to look up to them. They should use their platforms a little more responsibly. They should feel a need to try to have peace and safety and in the streets of America, but they don't. They want to inflame while they go back to their security and their gated communities, and while the streets of America burn. They should use their platforms a little more responsibly and not be so dumb and so stupid as to sit there and say this or that is a truth before the truth even comes out. It's a shame that these people are looking more for retaliation and revenge. And then you have their segment, such as those that unloaded shields or whatever. You have their segment that wants to undermine and overthrow American society that use these incidents to further their own sinister purposes. It's a shame.
It's absolutely disgusting. These folks that you were talking about, to me, are the biggest hypocrites in this country right now, especially those wealthy social media influencers, those celebrities, those wealthy Democrats who sit, like you said, behind their gates. They have private security. In some cases, we're paying for their security when they're elected leaders. They can talk all this trash and incite violence. Let's be real. That's what they're doing. But then don't come out and condemn it. They're not speaking up enough to say this is the wrong thing, don't do this. I'm glad you brought up facts because that Attorney General, what a star down there, Daniel Cameron in Kentucky, he spoke at this year's RNC convention. You spoke in 16. I thought his speech was amazing. I thought yesterday's press conference, he held himself very stately and he tried to quell people and the violence by saying, don't believe those social media influencers and those celebrities and these politicians that are spewing it, because here are the facts. And like you said, it just seems facts don't matter anymore to the left.
You're absolutely right. And then when the facts do come out, all of these outspoken pseudo activists, they go into their sunken place. They go quiet. They go dark. They don't come back out and apologize. And they don't come back out and try to request that people, calm down and that I was mistaken. And now that the facts have come out, we see that Breonna Taylor's boyfriend shot first, and that the police were simply returning fire, and that actually the blame for this tragedy should be laid upon him rather than the police. They won't come out and say that. When they're proven to be wrong, they're quiet. I remember back in 1968 when Martin Luther King was murdered and there was unrest in the streets. And I remember James Brown had a concert that night. And James Brown got out in his concert and said, let's not do this. We're better than this. Let's not burn this city. Let's not burn the American cities. Okay, this was an injustice done against Martin Luther King, but we're not going to retaliate like that. Let's just show we're better than this. We don't have the celebrities and the athletes and the entertainers willing to step up and take stands like that these days.
Yeah, and isn't it interesting, Darrell, that 60 years ago, we could be, as a nation, more peaceful to push forward for civil rights, And when an amazing leader like MLK Jr. is gunned down by a scumbag piece of trash, white nationalist, whoever killed him, I'm sure KKK, whatever he was, I forget the guy's name, they don't erupt and go crazy, and there was a call for calm. In this case, the facts come out. Nothing to do with race whatsoever, a tragic accident. And again, I won't even lay blame on the boyfriend. He had obtained the gun legally, and if somebody kicks my door down, maybe he was sleeping soundly and didn't hear them yell cops like the neighbors said they did. I might start shooting too. I believe in the Second Amendment. I have a concealed carry. I might do the same. This was a tragic turn of events. The cops were following the law with their warrant. They were looking for her ex-boyfriend, who I believe they said was a cocaine or meth dealer. I mean, the guy had a rap sheet as long as your arm. And the whole thing was just tragic. But it was not about racism. And they have made this poor girl's death all about racism. Final question to you. The BLM movement, I know you've been very outspoken about that. I want to clarify for somebody, all the folks at home, so I do this every time any of my American brothers and sisters come on of any race, color, or creed. But in the black community, you are black, sir, and you're not voting for Joe Biden. I want to throw that out there, right?
I hope so.
I mean, he told you to, because you're not.
Joe said if I didn't, I wasn't black. So, you know, hey.
Wow.
Joe made me have to do some soul searching.
Joe makes more racist comments than, I have ever heard out of a politician.
And he keeps getting a pass.
Yeah, keeps getting a pass. Your thoughts before we leave you on the BLM movement and what it's become? Because I feel like at the beginning, it may have been organic. They wanted to make real change. Then they got a lot of wealthy, older white people in there that have horrible backgrounds that are funneling the cash over to the DNC, and it's not the organic movement that it was when this all started after George Floyd. Would you agree?
I agree. Black Lives Matter as a principle, as a precept, as a slogan, as a truth. I embrace that wholeheartedly, even though I would add a word. I would say Black Lives Matter too, T-O-O. However, this organization is turned into simply, it's a shakedown. It's a shakedown. It's extortion. It's blackmail. It's give us money or we're going to do you harm. This organization has sinister, nefarious purposes that's dedicated to the overthrow of the American society and our American system of government. It is not proactive towards the black community at all. They're ambulance chasers, race baiters, race hustlers, and once again, for lack of a better word, they're gangsters, they're mobsters, they're shakedown artists. That's what they are.
Yeah, I believe President Trump's opportunity zones have given millions more than BLM have given to any black community in this country. Pastor Darrell Scott, we're out of time, but you are welcome back on Real America at any time. We really appreciate your insight and your honesty. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. God bless you.
God bless you. Have a great day. Straight ahead on Real America, you may know him as Hercules, but more recently, actor Kevin Sorbo has been on a new mission. Some might say from God. The outspoken conservative actor joins us next.